Hello and welcome again to the Bench Report, where we discuss recent debates and briefings from the benches of the UK Parliament, a new topic every episode. You're listening to Amy and Ivan. Today we're looking at the government's big move on education, the Post-16 Education and Skills White Paper. It sounds like quite the shakeup, aiming to, fundamentally change the qualifications landscape.
It is, and the driving force, according to the Secretary of State for Education, Bridget Phillipson, is really the changing world of work. Things like AI, machine learning, the push for green energy, it's all transforming jobs incredibly quickly.
So the skills pipeline needs a serious update to keep pace.
Exactly. The fear is the UK gets left behind. The ambition laid out is pretty bold, moving from, I think the figure was 250,000 stilled vacancies now, to having a really strong, reliable flow of trained people.
And the focus for delivering this seems to be further education, often seen as maybe the less glamorous option compared to universities.
That's right. Elevating FE colleges is central. And it's not just rhetoric, there's substantial money involved. An extra $800 million next year, plus over £2 billion in capital investment announced.
$2 billion.
Yes, the stated goal is real parity of esteem, making FE colleges as highly regarded as, top universities.
Okay, that's a lot of investment. But how are they managing this shift financially? Especially if they're also trying to guide more young people into these technical routes, maybe away from traditional university degrees.
Well, that's where it gets interesting. They're officially moving away from that old target of 50% going to university. The new aim is broader, 2/3 of young people into what they call high-level learning.
High-level learning. So
Yeah.
it could be academic, technical, or an apprenticeship.
Precisely. And funding it involves a couple of key things. First, tuition fees are confirmed to rise with inflation for the next 2 academic years. But crucially, they're also bringing in new maintenance grants.
Targeted grants.
Yes, for lower-income students. And here's the controversial part. They'll be paid for by a levy on the fees paid by international students.
The international student levy. That's bound to spark debate. But let's talk about the qualifications themselves, these new V levels. What are they and what are they pushing out?
V levels are entirely new vocational pathways. They're designed to sit alongside A levels and the existing T levels. The really striking thing is what they aim to replace.
Which is?
Around 900 existing level 3 qualifications. That's the same level as A levels. The argument is that the current system is just too fragmented, too confusing for everyone involved.
900 qualifications. Replacing that many sounds like enormous disruption. Did Parliament react with some skepticism?
Oh, absolutely. Immediately. Questions were raised about whether V levels are just rebranding, old wine in new bottles, and also how long they'll actually take to establish properly.
And specific concerns were raised.
Yes. The Liberal Democrats, Ian Sollum was their spokesperson, made the point that existing BTECs are actually quite successful. 200,000 students took them last year.
So why fix what isn't broken, essentially?
That was the implication. And they also warned that the combination of disrupting BTECs and that international student levy could potentially reduce the UT economy by about $2.2 billion.
A significant economic warning. Were there other criticisms? I recall something from the conservative benches, too.
There were. Laura Trott, a conservative member, specifically questioned the idea of creating separate, perhaps lower-level qualifications aimed particularly at white working-class people. She used quite strong language calling it the soft bigotry of low expectations.
Implying it sets a lower bar for certain groups.
That's the critique, yes. Setting different, potentially less ambitious pathways rather than aiming for high standards for everyone. She also brought up the ongoing issue of GCSE English and maths risits.
The endless cycle, as it's often called. What's the plan there?
The Secretary of State addressed that. The white paper aims to break that cycle. Instead of just making students retake the GCSE they failed, the plan is to introduce a new, but still rigorous, qualification first.
Sort of a stepping stone.
Exactly. A foundational course focused on mastering the basics needed before attempting the GCSE again, getting those fundamentals right first.
So, pulling it all together for you listening, the government's trying to simplify this hugely complex system, getting rid of 900 qualifications while pumping billions into FE colleges, all focused on key industrial needs like digital, construction, defense.
It's a massive restructuring effort. The clear goal is a more unified system, aligned with industry. But the real test, the absolute key, is whether these new V levels can quickly gain the same trust and value from universities and employers that qualifications like BTECs currently hold. That transition, that shift in perception, is probably the biggest challenge they face.
As always, find us on social media at Bench Report UK. Get in touch with any topic important to you. Remember, politics is everyone's business. Take care.
Hello there, this is Tom, the producer of The Bench Report. Listener suggestions are vital to my mission of making politics more accessible and accountable. So, if you have an issue that's really important to you, personally or professionally, and want to know what those in power are doing about it, please get in touch via email or via our socials at Bench Report UK. I'll grab another coffee and start scanning those parliamentary archives.